are back. Now, making lasagna without any carbs. I try to get as close to my mom's recipe. You don't even know that there are vegetables in this, so don't let that freak you when it's a keto-free. It's not fat-free, as you see when you start grating up the cheese. But the two things you need, 1 pound of hot Italian sausage. Make sure it's Italian sausage. Any other kind of sausage doesn't work. And then you just get the regular Italian sausage. So you're starting with 2 pounds of sausage. We're going to do this in the Instapot, so it's very, very, very quick. So we hit the saute button. I have 2 Instapots, and of course the buttons are in different places. So you take this out. Actually, I'm going to reach over here and put a very, very little bit, because I'm going to be doing other stuff while this is going. Just a very tiny bit of olive oil in it, just to make sure I don't sear it. So take this, open it up. Look at it. And this is like, the butcher was just putting this out as I was there. Boom, sausage done. Instant trash. And you take this. Now, if you get the links, which sometimes you have to do because they don't always have these available. If you get the links, like at Central Market, you can get the this in, in bulk. And you can just add the flakes, the red flakes to it to spice it up if you need. But that way, you might really make it too spicy. So this way, doing it this way, it's not really spicy. It just has this a tiny little kick to it. So I think one of the secrets to this recipe, always make sure to take the paper off the back. So you can get this all flattened down, let it start. And while this is happening and getting going, we're going to head over this way and not trip over the dishwasher, which I am very used. And we are going to make what is the filler for it. So it's going to get a little bit noisy, but you can also put them in chunks. There's all sorts of different ways you can do this. A food processor will do this. This is just much quicker. And I cut the little end of them off, see? And occasionally it makes a little bit of a mess. When Gabby comes in, she'll clean some of it up. This is actually one of the things that she likes. So this is 3 zucchini. And this is a 6-quart Instapot. You can do it in a regular pot if you want to. If you do it in a regular pot, you just, we're going to go to my mess right here, which I did not clean up. If you do it in a regular pot, you just cook the meat, and then you bring it, you heat it up, and so it's all soft. And with these being so finely shredded, that's easy. Then this is another exact measurement. You take this, so I just sort of cover that, and then I turn it over and over and over, so it's all mixed together. You can hear the other stuff. I have a friend that does not like vegetables, who remain nameless. His initials are MS, but he actually ate this and didn't realize he was getting all this vegetable. So adds a little bit of healthy to a not so healthy meal. And then, as you can hear over here, this has started, so we start breaking it up. Okay, so with this going, I get the fresh basil because mine got a little bit too cold the other night, so I'm not using my own. And I do 2 things with the basil. I take, that's 1 big leaf, tear it up, and put it in there. And take another, I usually take a couple leaves, but these are pretty big leaves. So put it in here, so that's in there. And then I take like this much, take the leaves, and I put them in this mix over here. And this is really the only seasoning that I put in this at this point. So that's all done. That's ready to go until the meat is brown. Mix that in again, And that basil makes all the difference in the world. So, I'm not going to bore you with the rest of this. We'll be right back when the meat is ready. We're ready. We have the meat ready. The one thing you got to remember to add, this is that much garlic. 4, 5, 6, 7 cloves. Put in there. I used to do it in the beginning, but the garlic flavor is actually better if you wait till about now. Let's put that in the middle. Let it get hot for a second. I don't know why. I just do. And then mix the garlic in. That's in there. Then we take this mixture from before. I'm going to put that in there. And we hit cancel, let that stop. And I forgot one thing. But luckily it's right here in the shopping bag. I can open it. Now you can tell I've been working on this very special recipe for many, many hours, getting it just right, and then I just put it in this jar. Just kidding. All right, so watch, this is a very little bit. This is just a little bit for flavor. I got the basil, I frequently just get the 4 cheese one, and then you can add more later. That's all this takes, and we're gonna talk about why it's gonna be runny later. So we do that. Oops. We make sure our rim is clean. We put our lid on, we put it to seal, and then we hit pressure cook, and we do 7 minutes. No, I'm sorry, we only do 2 minutes for this. That was something else. That's steaming for 2. Just do it for 2 minutes. That's all it takes. And while we're doing that, we're gonna get some other stuff ready. So we come over here. Obviously, we're gonna need cheese. Oh, I need the yellow bowl, because I don't wanna make another bowl dirty. It's all ending up the same place anyway. So this is just regular garden variety cheese. And obviously I have to take this out because that would not be what we want. Let me clean this. I'll put this on the cutting board back here. Take the little, the one for doing cheese thingy. You can shred this any way you want. You can do the old-fashioned shredder, whatever you want. And it doesn't matter. The original recipe, my mom was the one that added Swiss to this. So that's what I do. This is a half a pound of Swiss. It's like a quarter of a pound of cheddar. I don't know that cheddar changes the flavor that much, but it adds the nice color that you'll see in the end. Do that. And Gabby's very good at cleaning the floor up for this. You see stuff like that, and you just can't let that stay in there, so you just make sure the cheese is good. Good cheese. Like I really haven't found a bad cheese. So, the cheese is now ready. There's one more thing that we have to do, and we'll do that on the butcher block in the middle. We've been letting this cottage cheese. I tried ricotta cheese. And then a friend said, why don't you try this with the cottage? And so I've done that. And so I take the extra juice out. I don't want to waste it because I'll pour it on something later. I'm not sure what. But I pour it back in here. Because one of the problems I have with this recipe is it gets a little bit too juicy. So by taking that little bit of juice out, and you'll see what I do later, then that helps with it. So this is going to be a layer for the lasagna. So the layers are going to be the mixture that's over there and this. Now I put 2 eggs, and that is not how you do an egg, but it worked. And I have made a mess of myself. So what we're going to do is this is going to be like that. It's usually mixed in. My mom used to mix everything in, but with the Instapot, I couldn't do it. And we're back to our favorite little shredded Parmesan here. And that's another, as you can tell, exact measurement. So that's done. We will mix this all together. And this then goes nicely into the, this will be one of the layers. So you will have extra time. That's going to take about another, I don't know how long. Probably about 10 minutes before it's done. And then we'll do this. This really does add a nice little lasagna-y to it. So it's just not sausage and basically sausage and cheese. This really does help add to it. All right, there we go. We'll be right back. All right, we had a little diversion. So as I said, one of the things I struggle with this recipe is getting the fluids out of it. So I started doing this. Just get another strainer, but you don't have to let it go. It's 17 minutes since the 2 minutes were up, but I've done it right away. I just had some other stuff going on, and it can help. Sometimes you can push that little pin down so it helps get it open quicker. So this is going to be the base. This is the first part of what we're doing, and we're going to let this drip in here probably about 10 minutes. Now it should get most of the fluid out, and we'll squeeze a little bit. And I actually keep the stuff that's in here. So I can't find my other little glove thingy, so I'm using a towel. But if you look in here, you see all the fluids, and watch how it pours. So, get to that point, take a spoon, I probably could have used a 4th zucchini. I don't know why, sometimes but I think I forgot a step. Usually I mix this before, when I put it all together. I think I just put the stuff on top, which is fine. Usually I mix it all up and then put the sauce on top. Obviously it looks the same. It smells really good. And so we'll let this, and if you look now, see, that's the amount of fluid was taken out. And it's still dripping. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes and we'll finish this up. All right, here's the mixture. It's not dripping anymore. We actually let it go. It was 17, it's now 32, so almost 15 minutes. So first thing, I put this here so I don't, I've forgotten it doesn't make a big deal. This just makes the final cleanup, especially where the cheese is gonna go, a little bit easier. So just put this in here. See, bang a little bit, get all the rest of the goodness out. I'm gonna take this, get it out of the way. Actually, I don't usually do that, but for you all I will. Put that there to get cleaned. And I smooth this all out. Share the green goodness throughout. So that, remember, that's 2 pounds of sausage. Now, you take the mixture with the cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, and you just put that in there like so. You see, we got just that little bit of straining takes a whole lot of the water out of this. Let me spread it out. Okay, doesn't have to be exact. I get it as close as I can. And then we get this, and we are almost done. Take this and put this aside. Go back to all the cheese we grated when we first started. Now, I don't use the bagged cheese unless I'm absolutely in a hurry, because I noticed that it's about the same cost per pound as this. So if you look, the stuff you put it, they put in it to keep it from clumping, like you can see this is clumping a little bit, makes it, see, I'll move this around just because I do this for pretty sake. Oh, brain dead. Oh, to keep it from sticking together is what they are using. So you're ending up paying for that stuff, where it's really easy in today's world with all the different attachments for things to make it, you know, just to do your own. I'm gonna take that off. This is a little bit too green. Get the rest of this cheese out of here. Then I didn't tell you earlier, but you now know this. You need it oven at 350. If you're going to serve it right away, remember the bottom is still warm. So as soon as the cheese is melted to your satisfaction, it is good to go. We'll be right there. We'll be right back to look at the finished product. All right, that bubbling is our sign that this is done. Look at this. It makes me want to eat it. I've learned the hard way. It is too hot to eat. So, although it's carb-free for the most part, you can see just by the top it isn't fat-free. And if you want to fix that a little bit while it's still hot, you can just take a little bit of paper towel and you can absorb some of that excess fat. It really doesn't add much to the flavor, and it will help just a little bit with it being a little bit more appetizing. Unless, of course, you just really like this fat. Look at it still bubbling. So it'll be done shortly, and we'll take a sample of it, and boy, is it going to be good. I can tell. I can smell it. If I didn't know better, I'd just start eating it now. See y'all in a few minutes. Yolanda. Anybody who knows the corner is the best part of lasagna. I made a turkey sandwich for lunch because this is actually for dinner. Well, that didn't come out right. But, wow. See me make a mess. Anybody that knows me will be very shocked that I'm making a mess. But, very good. Then you can add some tomato sauce to the top of it if you like that flavor with it too. But man, good. There we go. That's my quick, easy Instapot lasagna. Comes about as close to my mom's as I'm gonna get, I think, in this world, without doing all the work and the noodles and everything else she does. Have a great day, and happy holy eats.